Good afternoon. This week's devotion is a place to be safe. We get the story of the lost sheep for this Sunday, and it always makes me think of Psalm 23. But Psalm 23 is so well known that people often just breeze through it without thinking about what it says. There is a current Christian song by Leanna Crawford called Still Waters that helped me think about it differently. The first verse says, "Great Aunt Maureen said at 103, write scripture on your heart for when you need it, 'cause anxiety hates Psalm 23. So say it to yourself till you believe it." And I'm feeling like I'm needing it right now. There's a lot in the world that makes me anxious right now. So I'm going to read Psalm 23, but I'm going to read it in the NRSV UE because hearing it differently can make you hear new things if you read it a way that's not the way you memorized it as a child. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in right paths for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the darkest valley, I fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all of the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord my whole life long. You know, in memorizing it and reading it, I always kind of skipped over the line, you prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. I guess it means that God was with you, taking care of you when things are rough. But this time, in reading it, a vivid image from 9th grade popped into my head. And I think I truly finally understand it. In 9th grade, I was very quiet and shy. I was a very quiet and shy nerd. I loved most of my classes. I loved all my teachers, but choir was definitely my favorite. But I hated lunch period because one of the senior football players had decided that I was his favorite target for bullying. He and his friends would harass me both verbally and physically. They would mess with and touch my food so that I couldn't eat it. And my friends started looking for other places to sit or even joining in on the tormenting so that he wouldn't focus on them. Then I tried out for the spring musical and I got cast in The Music Man as the Widow Peru. And most of the other speaking parts went to upperclassmen. But they were all in choir with me. So between takes we would talk and laugh and get to know each other better than we could in class. And it was wonderful. But the best thing happened the next Monday at lunch period. All the upperclassmen, choir nerds, always ate and sat at the same table. Well, Lynn, a senior who had taken me under her wing at practice, looked over and saw what was happening. She came up and physically put herself between that football player and me, physically pushing him out of the way and saying, "Oh, sorry, Dickie. Karen, you should come sit with us at the choir table." And she escorted me to the table where I was surrounded by the rest of the cast. And from that day on, Lynn or Steve or Claire or Denny or Drew or Danny would meet me at the cafeteria door. They would walk with me through the line and escort me to the choir table. They literally prepared a table for me in the presence of my enemies. I finally felt safe. And because of them, that year turned out to be my best school year ever. Leanna Crawford ends her song, "I know by your still waters I'm safe." That's what Psalm 23 is telling us. That with God with us, we're safe. But God often uses us as Jesus' hands and feet. Our world can be very uncertain and feel very unsafe. And if you feel trapped and unsafe, please reach out and I will try to find angels to surround you. But there is also a good chance that you are being called to set a table for another of God's beloved children in the presence of their enemies. Keep your eyes open. Is there someone who is being bullied or harassed because of the way they look, because of their accent, because of their age, because of the color of their skin, because of their education, because of their job or how much money they make, because of where they live, because of their sex? In our workplaces, in our neighborhoods, even in our churches, there are people who feel unseen, people who feel unloved, people who don't feel safe. You know, bullies of all ages tend to pick on the least of these, the very ones that Jesus calls us to look out for. God may be calling you to lead someone to God's still waters and make them feel safe, just like the Avonworth High School cast of The Music Man in 1983 made me feel safe. Jesus never gives up on seeking that lost sheep. Jesus may call you to be the one to carry them home. Have a blessed week.